Coach, if you want to give us a little opening statement here.
Yeah. Hey, guys. Hope you're doing well. Before we get to your questions, just give you a quick update. Luka has opted out with the COVID-19 opt-out, so he will not be with us the rest of the year. So certainly wish him well, and it was a big part of what we were doing, but we understand where he's coming from, and wish him nothing but the best.
JJ, you want to get us started with questions?
Steve, how difficult of a decision was that for Luka, you think?
Probably, I think there were a lot of things that went into it. It's always hard for the kids to have those conversations, and it's disappointing. I want every one of our student athletes to come in here and have a great experience and leave feeling really good about things, and so it's disappointing. I'm disappointed for him, not disappointed in him, but disappointed for him. But I also understand, so much been going on. He's 2 classes away from graduating. He'll be able to do that from wherever he is. He said he was going to look for a flight to get home. He hasn't been home in a long time. So got to think that had something to do with it as well.
Greg, go ahead.
Steve, do you know if he might pursue the extra year on account of that? Could he be back in a UTSA uniform at some point?
We didn't discuss that. My guess is that he's ready to get that degree and explore things back home. He might still have the opportunity to play back home in one of the leagues there. So that would be my guess. He's also coming out of here with a good degree in hand here when he finishes these 2 classes. So I wouldn't anticipate him coming back here or playing anywhere else in college. I think if he continues to play, it would try to be on the professional level.
Got it. And I wanted to ask you about Jacob Germany. What's been your overall impression of his play and his production so far this year?
Been very impressive, to be honest. We talked last year that we felt like he was ahead of where we anticipated. We thought he made the transition really well from high school to college. It's usually a tougher transition for big guys. He struggled in practices early on, but then we put him in games and he got really good results. And so that was very encouraging. Again, thought he had a terrific freshman year, was ahead of where we thought he would be. You see his confidence growing, certainly adding some strength, adding some experience has been terrific for him. He's got more potential with his shooting ability. I think he'll be able to continue to expand his game. I've been thrilled with him. Certainly didn't anticipate him averaging double figures. He got off to a great start shooting free throws this year. Again, that just shows getting a year under your belt. Whatever he shot from the line last year, it wasn't good, but I didn't think that was really what he would end up shooting in his career. I didn't think that was going to be an issue for him, and it's not. So he just got that behind him, and at one point, I think he was 27 for 30 at one point this year. So it's been really good, really good. Just his instincts are so good. His poise, his agility, he's got tremendous upside, and we often say that about guys when they come in, but you can see right before your eyes his development. It's pretty fun to watch.
He's taking a lot more shots in the offense compared to last year. What led to him sort of carving out a larger role in that sense?
Again, I think it just comes down to comfort. The guys trusting him having more confidence, just a little bit of everything. He's getting really good results. We've emphasized maybe more paint touches this year. Last year he was getting his points, but they were off of putbacks. Every now and then we get a lob for him. This year we're intentionally getting that ball back down inside just a little bit more. We're never going to be a team that's going to pound it inside 20 or 30 possessions, but we like to get it in. He can score it, get it into Adrian. He gets it back out. Luka was giving us some good inside out. But yeah, I think just natural progression. Keaton seems to find him on a lot of our base, our continuity pick and roll offense. Keaton hits him on the roll a lot. Javon's always looking for him with lobs. He's going to run the floor. Just combination of things, I believe.
And on the defensive end, he's blocking shots at a higher rate. I know last year a lot of that was happening in help. Is it kind of the same formula but just more effective, or is he doing that in a different way? What's the difference there?
Again, it's just I think the experience itself is the most important factor there. He got quality minutes last year. He's playing more minutes this year. He understands that, we're challenging him more. We love what he's doing offensively, but we're continuing to challenge him every game. We've tried some different things. One game we played 3 different guys at the center spot. We said, you're only playing 2 to 3 minutes. Can you play harder? And I thought all 3 of them handled that very well. It's a little harder to get your rhythm when you're doing it that way. But I think he's learning. I think he understands the importance of him being a presence in the paint. He blocked almost as many shots this weekend as he blocked all year last year. That's huge. That's very important for us. Prior to that, he was still affecting things. Guys would see him down in there. They were aware of him, even if he wasn't blocking a lot of shots. He stepped up with some game-sealing blocks this weekend, which was really, really good to see.
You talked a lot last year about whether he could go full throttle in practice and really bring that kind of attitude to that setting every day. Have you seen a difference in that regard, or how has he performed as a practice player?
Better, yeah. Again, nice, steady progress. He still has got a habit of resting, and he's also one of those guys that can be going hard and it looks so easy. He can make it look easy. He doesn't sweat a lot. So there's times he's giving pretty good effort, and he's just so natural that he's not gritting his teeth and down there slapping the floor, doing all those kind of things. But we still want to move in that direction a little bit. But he's stringing together better stretches. He would lose his composure from time to time in practice last year, generally based off of missed shots or getting scored on. If his guy scored on him, that bothered him. I think he's kind of learned how to deal with that better. He's stringing together better practices and better segments of practice. That's what we're talking about. You can do it for 1 possession. Can you do it for 5? Can you do it for 3 minutes? Can you do it for 5 minutes? And again, offensively, he's earned a lot of minutes. Defensively, he's getting better.
And you mentioned the weight component. Does he still have some room to go in that regard? Are you happy with how he's played with a little extra bulk this year?
Yeah, I think that we'll discuss it. We'll get with Coach Wood and Josh and Jacob and discuss that here in the off season. At the end of the season, what we want to do heading into the off season, what would make the most sense. We don't want him to lose his agility and his speed. 230 sounds pretty good. Can he get up to 240 and still have the agility? We still like him to get a little stronger lower body. Some of these opponents are still posting him deep. We got to figure out. He's extremely strong in some regards, but we need to work on that lower body strength a little bit so he can hold his own against those great big post guys. It seems like we've seen more of that this year than in previous years. The North Texas guys, La Tech guys. The guy that comes off the bench for UTEP, Effie, is one of the best ever in our 5 years here at posting deep and using his body. So kind of had a little stretch of those guys. But, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we couldn't continue to add 5 or 10 more pounds next offseason. For him to maintain it, too, during the season is very important. A lot of times guys can get that weight up on opening night, and then it just starts falling. The weight just falls off as the season goes on. And he's doing a pretty good job of maintaining it this year.
Go ahead, Chase.
Yeah, Coach, on the subject of that, Christian Wood, in these last couple of years, what has he brought to your program in terms of strength and conditioning and then also just pure energy?
Well, it's been vital. Those guys are so important to basketball programs. In the off season, they're around your guys constantly. We go on the road recruiting, not this year, but typically when we go on the road recruiting, those guys are around our players. It's a vital position, and he's done a fantastic job, not only with the actual workouts and weight room, but just with the energy, with the dynamics, with the relating to the players. You look at him and you think he was a linebacker, you think he was a defensive end. He was a college basketball player. It's what he loves. He brings passion every day. He brings intensity. The guys love being with him. When you can work harder and look forward to doing the work, then you've really, really captured something. And that's what we try to do with our practices on the court. We try to have a lot of fun and work really, really hard. He's done that in the weight room. Our guys are working harder. They're investing more. They're getting in there on their own, and they're looking forward to doing it. So that's speaks volumes to him and Coach Philo and the whole strength and conditioning department. But Coach Wood's been
not sure. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm not sure on the whole dynamics of strength and conditioning, but for a guy to have been a college basketball standout, number one, number two, to have actually had the opportunity to go and play college linebacker at the Division I level two, is that rare? I mean, that seems that it has to be kind of.
Oh yeah, I would think it is rare. So he brings a great background to it, great passion for it. I'm always begging for energy and emotion and passion and talk from our players, from our coaches. He's a guy that we never have to get it from him because he's bringing it every single day, and that's important. It's important. It's just nice to just we go through the weight room, we check on our guys, and we like to see them in the off season, but we also know that we don't have to. He's going to have them. He's going to have their attention. He's going to have them locked in, and they're going to be getting better in the weight room and on the turf. It's a very well-rounded program. We're not just going down there and benching and squatting. It's up to date, modern stuff. It's something we're very proud of. It's a huge part of our program. What he does for our guys, and he partners with Josh Modica in the training room. Those two, I think, do a great job of getting our guys back quickly from minor injuries. They work together to make sure that every athlete's being taken care of, and that's important.
Excellent. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Anything else for Steve? Jerry, you're on mute.
Sorry about that, guys. Coach, about UTEP, tell us a little bit about, they got a different look, I guess, with Bieniemy running the point this year. What have you seen on film? What's the takeaway? What are you talking about with your players right now?
Yeah, good team again. They've got a bunch of transfers that are very experienced and very talented. Williams, certainly, it's impossible to not talk about him right out of the gates after what he did to us at their place last year. One of the best performances, that we've had to see, unfortunately. He was a handful. He always is a handful. He's terrific on the wide post. He spreads out and posts deep. He can get off that jump hook pretty much anytime he wants. He can pop out and knock down an occasional three-pointer, drives it, catches everything, rebounds. He's a handful. He's a really, really good player. They've got nice guard play, really good guard play. Bieniemy is doing a nice job, transferred from Oklahoma. 6'5" point guard, can defend, distribute the ball, was shooting the ball at a very, very high clip until just recently. It was almost 50% there for a while from the three-point line. They don't play a lot of guys. Booms can get on a roll and score as well as anybody in the conference. Quick, fast, green light. Gets a lot of transition. Gets some on his own. He's a good player. Keontae Kennedy. Those three guys give them three offensive threats. All of them have good size. All of them can score mid-range and three-pointers. Verhaven seems like he's maybe established himself as clearly the next guy in terms of playing quality minutes every single night. He knows how to play off of Williams, rebounds, cuts, finishes at the rim. So they play that starting five a lot. Then they bring a five-man or 4 or 5, whatever you want to call him, off the bench that can shoot the three. A pick and pop, face-up guy that can really shoot it. They bring Effie Odigi off the bench. He was out with a concussion, but he doesn't play many minutes, but he's hard to handle down the block. True old-school post-up player. And then they bring another really tough guard off the bench in Agnew. So 7 or 8 guys every night. They know their roles. They know what they're trying to accomplish. It'll be important for us to negate Williams the best we can. Throw some different guys at him. Got to keep Boom under control because he can get on a roll and just got to fight like crazy.